Boy, the big thing is they just can't afford to fall too far behind. We talked about the emotional and physical toll that the game between last night and this morning took on them. And you add to that, the McGill has great defensive presence, all-Canadian goaltender, highly talented attackman and midfielders. There's there's a lot of challenges anyway.
Oh, yeah.
You need to be playing at your very best, and Brock not doing so far. They're going to want to sharpen things up a bit, but they also, again, they are trying to have a calm approach in the offensive zone and not rush things.
And not to blame it on this or anything, but I was actually talking to, I don't know if it was a player from Brock yesterday, or I was talking to a representative from Brock yesterday, and they were saying that Brock went in a game, their worst play is the first half. So when they come onto the field, they're always a little slow to start in the first half, and then usually pick their game up in the second half. So we'll see if that holds true or not.
Certainly would bode well for them. There's a big rip, but it is blocked. Nice job by Alec Tamas to block that shot and then get the ball back himself. Pass over on the near side, and Parker Bale will move the ball slowly up the field. He's actually going to wait and pass it back to Alex Skinny. Spencer Bromley all over the place. He's just going back and forth between the two of them, pressuring. Playing like a guy who's had the week off and hasn't had to play already this weekend. Ooh. There's some pressure, and again, forces a near errant pass over on the far side. That time it was Jake Gutman pressuring, and now Bale's going to go for a run. Pulls up and makes the short pass. Nice work by Bale. You can see his all-Canadian credentials as he makes that run and then pulls up and makes the pass when the defender commits. Slade on the far side, watched by Nix. That is the matchup we've been seeing quite a bit of. Nix circling all the way around behind the net with him. Just kind of works his way around the pick. The very loose pick by Connor Ham. Just forcing Nix to go for a bit of a trot around. And as Slade makes his way back to the goal line extended, Nix goes to help out with the others, but you can see he's just constantly keeping an eye on Brandon Slade.
Yeah, every 3 or 4 seconds, he just does the quick head swivel to make sure he's still behind him. And
they try and come out from behind the net. Nick Ribka moving the ball. There's a pass out front, gets away from everybody, but Slade is there, playing deep safety to pick that one up. And again, Nick's way up at the top of the formation, covering Slade, who gets the ball back from Ribka, driving down the shoulder, falls down, gets back up, still in possession of the ball. Now it's popped out. Everyone fighting for it, pushing the back, flattening the Brock player, so the Badgers will get the ball with 4-1 the score as we are 3 minutes into the second quarter of this championship semifinal. Slade will give it down to Karam. Again, Connor Ham just kind of getting in the way, forcing the McGill defenders to work around him. But a great play. So smart there by Bradley Hoffman, another one of these veteran and very good defenders McGill has, recognizing his stick was a little tied up, just kicking it over to his goaltender, and McGill pushes it the other way, and what a missed opportunity there. You know, Goose Bolton would love to have that one back as he just missed on the near side when he clearly had some space to tuck that ball home.
Yeah, he for sure did. There was probably 6 inches worth of space between the goalie and the goal post there, and he just put it on the other side of the post. He's definitely going to want that back.
He's got the ball again. He's going to pass it over to the far side. Sassone Lawless with a couple of goals already. Murdoch over to Biella. Biella switches hands and passes it down into the corner. Bolton comes out. Nice little change of direction and cutting to the net. Sassone Lawless going for the hat trick, but the save. Alex Skinny gets just enough of it. Sassone Lawless with the quick spin. Now he fakes the shot. Tamas out on him. Goodwin will get the pass back from Biella. Starts high and runs down the seam. Rips that one wide on the far side, but Goose Bolton is there to get it. You don't meet a lot of guys named Goose. It's pretty cool.
It is. It's very unique.
Yeah.
Reading the score sheet today, I was almost laughed because I didn't actually expect that was his real name, but that's what's on
everyone's
there.
reaction is, that's so cool.
Yeah.
First, it's like, really? That's his name? And then, that's so cool. So Goose Bolton and the Bolton family, thumbs up from us.
Yeah. We approve of the name.
That's right. Couple of spins by Gutman. We're going to have the ball turned over on an off-ball push. Getting behind the goal line. Over to Parker Bale. Again, McGill getting out, getting some pressure on. Spencer Bromley again on the ride. And then Gutman on the far side. The two of them doing a lot of work. Matthew C. just locking off the midfielder for Brock back there. Matt Barossa. There's the pass in the middle. A huge hit. And here we go.
Crunched.
Breaking in alone. Connor Goodwin flattens his man. Connor Smith for Brock. Can't even take that pass. Sorry, that's Alec Tamas. And absolutely got hammered.
Yeah, he just got sandwiched by two of the McGill players there, and it was a bit of a suicide pass, to be honest.
It was.
They lobbed it into the middle, and he had to run for it and just didn't get there in time, and didn't work out for him.
Yeah, I mean, the
slow
two
to go back
McGill
to the
players
bench.
running into him, Goodwin and first another player, and Goodwin picks up the loose ball.
Yeah.
And, it's something we don't often see from Parker Bailey. Generally makes very good decisions with the ball, and we were talking earlier about his composure. And in that case, he just threw up a pass that took a long time to make its way across to Tamas and left Tamas quite vulnerable.
Oh.
And the result is a goal going the other way and a 5-1 lead for the McGill Redmen. And Sawyer Brock, as Brock takes the ball again, you know every offensive possession important for the Badgers at this point is they try and take some time to get things rolling, but also, I mean, it's not just about having good possessions. You need to put the ball in the back of the net here. Can't let the Redmen run away because they've done that to a lot of good teams. Just set up a lead and just pulled further and further away. There's a shot, not quite getting through. Of course, you can beat everybody. You can do all the work, create the opportunities, and William Weishi, the all-Canadian goalie, will turn you aside just like that.
Well, Brock's an excellent scoring team, and they're very good offensively, and they know that, and so does McGill. But coming up against a goalie like William Weishi, they're gonna have to work a lot harder than an outside shot just to put it past him.
Brock moved her ball across the top of the formation. Little stutter step there. Karam trying to work his way through, throws it behind the net, and that's a low pass. Very difficult for Connor Ham to pick up, and it's going to be turned over to McGill. Just looking down at the Brock defenders setting up, number 15, Drew Popadinik. And we were talking to Coach Justin Kennedy before their first game and checked the pronunciation. He said, Popniak. He says, I don't actually know. We call him Drew, D-Pop.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's Popniak. And somebody else from the team confirmed, yeah, Popniak. So we said, okay. I talked to Drew after the game and said, just want to check on the pronunciation. He's like, I told him what we'd been told. He's like, no. That is not it. Popadinik. Or Popadinak. So to the Popadinak family, our apologies for Popniaking you earlier. McGill moved the ball around the top of the formation. Bromley down low. Bolton over on the far side to Gutman. A lob pass up top. Streak down the shoulder and the shot high to high. But Alex Lacache turned away. Tell you, Alex Skinny doing not a bad job in there, even though he's given up 5 goals. He's made a couple of really nice saves. Trying to keep his Badgers close. Pass down low, doesn't connect. Just kind of got away from Drew Laird. This is one thing. I mean, you recognize a lot of the the McGill names because you see them over and over, every year in the Baggataway Cup, and through the season playing such a big role. But Tim Murdoch and his staff do a nice job of cycling through the younger players. We talked about Western earlier, how as their game got a little out of hand, they got a bit ahead. They cycled through a lot of the young players. McGill does the same thing regularly, getting all of these guys, building for future years. They're all about having sustained success. I mean, they want to win the championship tomorrow.
Yeah.
But they also want to be competitive for the championship next year and the year after. Flag goes up on the play, and a flag on the far side of the field. Looks like we've got one offside. See if they are separate fouls or if both officials throwing their flag for the same thing. 5-1 the score, just over halfway through the second quarter here. Stephen Stamp with Sawyer Brock, bringing you this Baggataway Cup coverage. The CBO coming out to have a chat with the officials on the field. The CBO, the box official, who's responsible for things like changes, for violations over in that area. But it was Roger Nurse on the field that threw the flag. We're going to have a timeout. McGill taking that timeout. They're going to get together. We have an offside call. Just the one penalty. And it is just the one penalty, the offside. Both flags for the same offense. Interesting seeing the McGill team having two huddles.
We saw the same thing with the Bishop's Gators as well. They do the same thing. They split the team up and have the two separate huddles.
Offensive and defensive units. Brock, everyone gathering together.
Great matchup of the two teams tonight, too. They're both really excellent teams. Both fought hard to be here. And they actually haven't played each other since 2011, since the last time they would have met in the Baggataway Cup Championship. So, or not in the finals, but in that tournament.
In the tournament? What happened in that one?
McGill actually lost to Brock in that game 13-11. So McGill's right now kind of trying to mount a big lead here to show them that they improved a little bit over the last 4 years, and they're out here to win.
And that was here at Bishop's, again, 4 years ago. And when the Bishop's Gators did win the championship. So McGill up 5-1, and with the man up for the offside foul. McGill going after it right away, starting to move the ball down. Again, they pack all six offensive players down pretty low, really working a horizontal setup that can stress the ability of the defenders to move laterally, and they get the approach and the shot by Spencer Bromley. Nice pickup, though, of the loose ball by Cole Martin. He's going to throw it back to Guinea. There's Parker Bale. And again, pressure from Bromley. The long pass from Bale. And there's Gutman all over the recipient of that pass. Papadinic on the far side makes the play up into the offensive zone. We are back to even strength. Brock slowing things down again. Nick Karam with the ball behind the net. Slade's going to take the pass. There's Nick's on him right away again. Slade's going to come and make himself open to accept the pass, and will now get it from Bourassa. Cram watched by Goodwin. Goodwin, obviously a top scorer, but showing he has some defensive chops as well. And then a nice little pass by Rakosi. Just creates some separation. That ball skips away momentarily. Williams comes up with it though and runs up into the offensive zone. Williams is going to stay and play some offense with the long pole. Heads right to the middle of the slot. And he knows what he's doing up there. He can certainly play in the offensive zone. It's not easy with the long pole, but he can do it. Now he's going to start to head back. Now he cuts to the net. Was open for a second, but Bromley just wasn't in position to throw the ball to him at that moment. So now Williams will head back, and the full complement of offensive guys out there for McGill. Pass up top to Alex Linton. Again, another one of these McGill depth players who, as we've seen, evolve into the leaders of this team from year to year. Gutman watched by Papadenik on the far side. Bolton with the pass up high. Murdoch's going to run out almost to midfield. Ooh. That pass kind of bounces away. It's still a little, got nothing playing. Alex Linton almost lost it, but he recovers. Pair of flags coming. We're going to have matching penalties here. Josh Kelly for Brock heading off, along with Alex Linton. 6:21 to go here in the second quarter. McGill starts with possession. We're back underway. Putting his shoulder down and driving in there was Rufus Frost. There's a shot saved by Guinea. That one's going to head over to the sideline. It's going to have to be picked up. Good job to avoid the sideline by Spencer Bromley. There's a quick shot, kind of released out of nowhere by Maxime Murdoch. It was a slashing call, that penalty against Josh Kelly. And on the other side, it was slashing both ways, actually, Kelly and Linton taking those. They're both still off on the sideline. We're going to restart up at midfield. They just want Connor Ham to back up a little bit to get things started. Good ball movement. Winds up in the sixth slade. Moves down low and gets it back. Comes up high to Ham. That pass knocked away was Quentin Bradley, but Brock does come up with the ball again. Slade showing his quickness and getting out and getting that ground ball.
He's so fast, and you can see him when he was down low with the ball. He wanted a shot on net, but he just didn't have the clear lane. And
the big hit laid on by Matt Bourassa, out of bounds. And he's going to head off to the sideline to the penalty bench for that. No, actually, the penalty's going to come after that. It'll be Nick Karam with the follow-up. That was a big hit by Bourassa.
It was a very big hit.
kudos to Bradley Hoffman for completing his pass as he knew he was going to get laid out. He just the big hit right in the chest. Now play being blown dead. Timeout by the officials as they're going to discuss this.
It'd be great if the officials on the field had some sort of microphone, like in NFL, when like we'd be able to hear what, what their
them.
thoughts are and what's going on right down on the play or the field of play.
We should put a mic over on the table. We can hear what they're discussing.
Yeah, it's true.
Fun. We've done that in some. I've worked with JVI to do some streaming, and they've done that for some Canadian Lacrosse League games and things. Just put a box right down in the penalty, mic down in the penalty box. Hear the officials' announcements and some other juicy tidbits. We're back underway with just under 4 minutes to play here in the first half. 5-1, McGill leading. Brock kind of holding the Redmen at bay for a while. The challenge now will be to turn it back around. They're back to even strength just as the shot is taken. Biella switches hands, tries to get past Schumann. Schumann works through the pick, but created some space for Biella, but Guinea with the stop. There's a push from behind, but McGill gets possession, so they'll play on. Couple of changes of direction. Penalty coming to the Badgers. Ball landed, so we're going to have the penalty coming to Parker Bale. So Brock really just can't afford to be taking penalties. What a save by Guinea. Actually, he really couldn't get out of the way of that one.
No, he
that
couldn't.
was just Goose Bolton firing it right at his body. Slashing penalty to Parker Bale. And now penalty up in the hand of the official, and there it goes. Holding call. Technical foul, as you can see the stick just getting wrapped around the opposing player. Goose Bolton kind of does the old point to his chest and says, "Me? Okay, that's what you say." So we're 5-on-5 for the moment. Now Brock goes to the sixth man. They'll have a brief power play advantage here. Ham gets the ball back. A little sidearm toss over on the far side. That shot goes well wide. Out into the backfield, the end zone. Brock coming back out. We're back to full strength. McGill's penalty ends. Weishi getting out being pretty aggressive, coming out of his net to pressure Brandon Slade. There we have Paul Riccozzi, this time covering Brandon Slade. Hayden Nix over in the middle of the field. Tied up with Davis Neal. There's a shot. That one goes wide, and I think that's going to be McGill ball. It is. William Weishi sprinting back. We saw Bigley do that a couple of times. And just a huge effort by Weishi to get McGill a last chance as we near 20 seconds left here in the half. Oh, and that pass just doesn't quite connect. It still gets through, though, but the huge hit.
Huge hit. Wow.
Colton DeWolf just flattening the man going after the ball. Guinea comes up with it. 7 seconds left, and he's going to get flattened as he's out there. Just whips it up the field. It works out. Long shot by Slade. It's a pretty good shot from near
was.
midfield.
It was a pretty good shot. He had some velocity behind that.
The score 5-1. McGill taking the early lead and just hanging on. They haven't been able to put the Brock Badgers away. We'll see if the Badgers can regroup at halftime and come out. You were saying that they were telling